Today we're not really talking about a technique, but we are going to talk about a few simple, natural changes that could very well lead to better sleep, improved mood in general, as well as lasting anxiety relief. So if simple, holistic, and effective strategies sound intriguing to you, then stay tuned. Research has shown that there are a number of natural remedies that can help improve our mood outside of the typical medication that we might first think of. So here are 4 therapist-recommended tips to improve your mood. Tip number 1 is practicing mindfulness on a daily basis. This may seem odd to those of you who may be unfamiliar with a mindfulness practice, but research really has shown time and time again how many amazing benefits can come from a regular practice of mindfulness, whether that's meditation, yoga, or informal practices. In fact, in just 8 short weeks of a regular mindfulness practice, there is already shown changes in the brain, and these are lasting changes that can just really impact your life in a really positive way. I actually did a whole video about this a few months ago, so you can find that one here. If you're not too sure yet about a mindfulness practice, here are just a few of the benefits that can be found from regularly practicing mindfulness. Decreased anxiety, lower depression, decreased insecurity, and just improved overall well-being in general. Perhaps the typical mindfulness practice is shown as a formal meditation, but there really are so many different ways of practicing mindfulness informally and even through activities like yoga, tai chi, even just simple walking, bringing that present moment awareness to whatever activity you might be doing today. And if you want just shorter meditations, 5 to 10 minute meditations, I will leave a link to my own podcast down in the description below so you can check those out. Tip number 2 is engaging in regular physical activity. Exercise does not only help our heart and our body, it also really positively impacts our mental health too. Research has shown that getting regular exercise is actually just as effective as taking the typical antidepressant medication can be for managing both anxiety and depression. So the next time that you go for a jog or a walk or lift some weights, just know that you're also doing something really nice for your brain and not only for your body. Tip number 3 is to make sure that you are getting enough sleep. Let's be honest, when was the last time that you actually got the recommended 8 hours of sleep? That's not just a number pulled out of thin air, and in fact, 8 hours might even be a little bit low for some people. Sleep studies have actually shown slower cognitive functioning as well as a suppressed immune system from getting just 7 hours of sleep or less. So your body actually does need that 8, 9, 10 hours of sleep to function properly. So do your brain and your body a favor and do your best to try to get some quality sleep tonight. Tip number 4 is to fuel your body. A not so well-known fact about our mental health is that many of our neurotransmitters, those little things that actually help to impact our moods, are actually formed through the bacteria or the microbes in our gut, within our intestinal system. Basically, the foods that we eat actually can directly impact the way that we think and the way that we feel. Now, everybody's body is going to be a bit different. So this is where paying attention to your body's cues and just how you feel after you eat, this food versus this food can go a long way in trying to make the best choices for your body. This could look like tracking your caffeine intake. Do you notice a difference either energy-wise or even anxiety-wise on days where you have maybe 1 cup of coffee versus 3 or 4 cups of coffee? You could also just keep track of your mood and maybe take a few notes about general things that you ate during that day to see if you can identify any patterns of, I felt really good all day and these are the things that I ate. Maybe like fresh fruits and vegetables were kind of more the main focus for that day. And maybe we feel a bit sluggish or maybe a down mood on days where we eat more sugar or junk food, those types of things. Just paying attention to how your body responds to the food that you eat. Now, I just want to be clear, I am definitely not encouraging or recommending in any way to count calories or have an elimination diet or anything like that. I'm really just talking about paying attention to the connections, how your body feels after you eat foods, and just paying attention to what those things are. Another option is that you can simply chat with your doctor about probiotics and see if probiotics might be a good option for you. Go ahead and try one or a few of these natural remedies out this week. Maybe even keep a log of how many hours you slept, what days that you practiced mindfulness, what you ate, how you felt, all of those things that we're talking about today. Just jot some notes down and see what you notice. You might be surprised with some of the connections or patterns that you see engaging in some of these natural remedies. And definitely let me know down in the comments which one is your favorite or which ones you notice making the biggest impact on your mental health. I'll see you next time.